but I have the other ones available in there.
Wait.
But
What? So, Luke, what are you drinking today? Coca-Cola.
Morning on the way to the gym and set my ukulele on top of the car and then drove off down the road.
Going to be the bow after that. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Look at that.
I learned my lesson from last time. What a welcome, thank you. I drink the most fruity drinks imaginable.
It's laundry day.
it's laundry day.
So you always wear hats with laundry day?
I'm going to give you a favor, James.
Magic say, later.
So how did you two meet?
Well, there's these places in San Francisco. I think they're called bathhouses.
It's like one of those things where everyone wants to focus on like the big events that happen, but day to day, what we're doing is we're on like one of our drawstrings, smoking weed, making comics. It's chill. It's so much fun, and like
Yes. Oh, man, I'm not a YouTuber. I do this because I want to sell comic books. What an amazing comic. Oh, guys, welcome, everyone. I didn't see you. I was completely lost in this awesome comic book. Look at this book. Look, this awesome comic book. Perfect 10. This is book 5, but we're now working on book 6. Book 6, and the campaign for book 6 of this amazing series is now live on FundMyComic. We launched yesterday, so around this hour, so 24 hours ago, and we already funded. So thank you all so much. It was a fantastic launch, and the first launch that I did on my own channel, on my own platform, my own like YouTube channel, you know. So really cool. So go check it out. We will show it after the show also, but you can already check it out. You can by the way, guys, this copy was laying here because this is a copy that I so every book that I send out, I check, I do quality control, and this book, this particular one, I won't send out because maybe you don't really see it on the camera, but it has some flaws. If you look at this, do you see these lines here? These lines here, they don't belong there. So it has some flaws. It's otherwise a perfect book. So the inside is perfect, but these little thingies, I can't send these out to people. So you get the best quality, right? So, but I just can't throw it away. It just, I don't know what to do with it. Not yet. Anyway, guys, so welcome to another episode of A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their hopes and their dreams and their lives, but also their books and their campaigns. Because frankly, I'm kind of bored with mainstream, and indie is where the passion is. Right, guys, I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. My weekend has been awesome because we launched yesterday for book 6, and we already funded. So my weekend is fantastic. I'm a bit tired. It's very it's a lot of work doing campaigns, but I'm not complaining because it's so much fun also. Right, let's see who's in the chat with us. By the way, guys, this is the link of today. So Canadian Shield 3. So the link is in the chat also. Would you mind? Does stand for would you mind? I don't know. Woodham. Welcome, Woodham. Take off the Great White North. Yes, take off to the Great White North. Yes. That's correct. Welcome. Woodham and Sugar Chris, book 6, time flies. Yes, it does. And still it takes too long to finish one story. Like it's like we don't do monthly books, right? Because, well, we just can't. But it's a lot of work, and then years later you have like 6 books done, and it's like nuts that we even managed to get this far. I can't believe it, guys. I can't believe it. Anyway, the guest of today has like 3 books now. He's on book 3, so he's working on his own epic tale, superhero. I think it's superhero stuff. So we're going to bring him on. So let's do this. By the way, guys, send out this stream to social media. Let's bring some more people in, get some more eyes on this campaign that we're going to talk about right now, because it's time for the guest. So let's bring him on. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have a very warm welcome for the guest of the hour, Mr. Rick Piper.
Hello, hello, hello.
Woo! Rick. Welcome back, Rick. It's been years.
Thank you.
It's been years ago.
Yeah. Lots happened for me since then.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. How's life right now?
It's getting slightly better. It's been in the last couple of years for me.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of actually drawing up this book myself, and my mom ended up dying on me. So that threw my life into turmoil because I was living with her, and I was wanting to get this out in 2023, but I was staying on my cousin's couch for a couple of years. So at about beginning of this year, I got a room on my own, and so
nice.
And I decided, instead of drawing it myself, to hire an artist. The artist that did number 2. So stuff has been happening for it. So that's good.
Okay, that's good news. You're now settled. You have a place for yourself right now.
Yeah.
Right.
Got myself a job.
Nice.
Well, sort of a 9 to 5 job, not every day of the week at the moment, but something to bring in a couple bucks, pay some bills.
It's something. Do you like it? Do you like the job?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, that's good. That really helps, If you need to do it, you better like it, right? So yeah. That's good, man. Right. So you've been like a lot happened, but you decided to get back into making comics. It's you.
Yeah.
I
never wanted to stop making them. It's just when you're living on somebody's couch, it's I had my computer there, but it's hard to do stuff when there's not a lot of room to do it. And so I ended up hiring it out. It took my artist a little bit to get it done. Actually, there's 3 pages still to be done, but that's something that we'll talk about later. Well, that's just because there's a drawing thing on my campaign, and it's over 3 pages. So, if people, you can't draw up pages that people might be in, or you can draw them up somewhat, but, you got to leave some spaces blank for them to be completely done.
Right. Yeah, man. So Rick, there are people watching right now who don't know the Canadian Shield, and they don't know Rick Piper or your label. Your label is called Cross
Comics.
Cross Comics, right? So how did that start? How did you start? Reading comics and then making them for yourself.
Well, I grew up, watching Super Friends, all the superhero cartoons, but I wasn't really a reader. And then I went to a Christian camp, and there was a souvenir shop, and they had some Christian Archies there. I'm a Christian, and my books are a little bit faith-based. But they had some Christian Archies there and my mom bought them to try and get me to start reading on a regular basis. So then I started buying the regular Archies. And then, around the time of Superman's death, it's like, okay, I think that might be worth some money, so I should try and get that,
Right.
And, and then I started following the whole storyline, and at that point, I'm going to a comic shop on a regular basis. So it's start picking up this one and this one and this one, you know. So it's really snowballed. And then at one point, I'm like, there's no Christian superheroes, like superhero comic books, you know. Like I know people have said, you know, like say Clark Kent might be Christian, be coming from the Midwest, or you know, Captain America again coming from the 40s. But I just more mean a little bit more focused on the Christianity. So at that point, I'm like, I'm gonna make them. And again, that snowballed.
Right. Yeah. Right. But back then, did you know that you also did you plan to draw them yourself? Did you have some sort of plan?
At the time, I was planning on drawing them myself. Well, eventually, you know, like I knew I'd be the owner of the company. I might not be drawing them at once, you know, it got big enough, but it's unfortunately not quite there where it's big enough yet. But I'm hiring artists, you know, because yeah, I can draw myself, but I'm not the best, and I recognize that, and I want to give people a better product than what I can deliver by me drawing. Although I am for them, so.
Because you do draw streams, correct?
I have done draw streams in the past, yeah. And right now, most of my streams are me coloring up this issue.
Oh, you do the colors.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's probably what I saw then.
Yeah. Well, like I said in the past, you when we first met, I was probably doing a lot of draw streams back then, 3 or 4 years ago. So
sure. Yeah.
So that's probably what you might be remembering.
Yeah, maybe. So this first issue you did draw.
Yourself. Yeah, I penciled it. John Dillard, who you've had on, he did the inks for it, and then I got a totally another artist for issue 2, and that same artist is on this one as well.
Oh, cool. Welcome, Marinus, Cosmonaut Comics. Marinus, Cosmonaut Comics is working on his own comic now, and he has his YouTube channel with daily comic book reviews. So go subscribe, guys, if you like comic books. Daily reviews, really cool. So you were missing that Christian element, right? So you could say indeed that some of these heroes, these classic heroes, they had probably Christian values. Yeah. But it wasn't something that really defined the character as a theme, correct? Like they were outgoing Christians, and you wanted to have this character that actually talks about Christianity.
Yeah, to an extent, you know, like I don't want to beat anybody over the head with it in my comics. It's part of who the character is, you know, and it defines them a little bit, but it's not the only thing that defines them, you know, and you know, they're not talking, you know, preaching at it. Well, you know, maybe the odd time they're preaching at somebody, but most of the time they're not really preaching. They're just going about their daily business, their daily job, you know. Yeah, if it comes up in a conversation, fine, you know. But, you know, God somehow grants them the power to become somebody that saves, you know, people from, you know, criminals and all that, battle bad guys and all that, you know.
But how does that set him apart from, for instance, Captain America or Superman? You have to do something with the aspect of Christianity, correct? Yeah.
Well, we'll take the first issue. In the first issue, you know, after he's learning his powers, he comes across somebody that's about to try and commit suicide. In fact, they jump off somewhere to try to, but he saves him. And then, you know, he lets them know, you may think you're a bad guy, but, you know, God loves you. I love you. You know, you may have been done stuff bad, but, you know, you can be forgiven and you can change your life.
Mm-hmm.
So then that's sort of where it comes in, you know, when he's maybe interacting with an individual or whatever, you know, like or with the villain, the villain does something atrocious, and he might say, I'm trying to think exactly how it's worded in the second comic. He says, by all that, what's anybody got a problem with? I forget how I worded it. Jeez, sorry.
That's okay.
But, it's just minor statements here and there. Sometimes it's going to be a little bit more, shall we say, heavy-handed than others, and that a lot of times, less heavy-handed, because
Right.
like I said, I don't want to beat anybody over the head. I want everybody to be able to read this and enjoy it.
Yeah, of course.
Because,
So, but-
and if you, sorry, go ahead.
No.
I was just going to say, if you're too heavy-handed, not everybody will want to read it. Well, and I know not everybody will want to read it anyways, but less people will want to read it.
Yeah, this is true. I think maybe that's a reason that they that it was never really on the forefront with other characters, because it's kind of this theme, and I have this one character, and he fights for animals. That's his thing, right? And he's really, really passionate about that. So it's a really cool character to write, but it's not for everyone, because some people won't latch on to some sort of message, or it's not really a message, but it's basically the character, and then you have some characters that are meant to be Christian. I think like Rob Liefeld, he created a prophet, for instance. A prophet, all he basically does is beat people up, and then he says Bible quotes, but that's not really what we're looking for, right? You want someone who's actually Christian, in the way that they act.
Yeah.
Right.
And just going around beating people, they're stopping, rescuing people, saving people from villains that are trying to harm people, just going around beating up, 2-bit thugs just because you can, and then quoting a Bible verse at them, probably isn't the best way to get them to stop doing what they're doing.
No, and it doesn't really set the character apart from other like heroes, similar heroes, that's really cool. Is it so you do the writing also for your series?
I'm starting to. The first few issues, I helped in the writing, but I gave credit to somebody else. But I created the character completely. In this third issue, it's going to be a co-writing thing between me and the guy that I said wrote the last one. Unfortunately, I forget so early on. I forget where one person started and one person started. Where I more started to take over the writing responsibilities because they just want to do it anymore, and
that sucks.
Yeah, but in some ways I was probably a better fit for it because I knew I think I know the characters a little bit better, and B, I was a lot more into comics than these people anyways. So
okay,
and that's nothing against them.
Sure, but you just want the best book, right? So, So you want it written in a professional manner, right? So did you did you learn to write from reading books, or how did that?
Probably from reading books and watching TV. I learned some of the tropes. Like one thing I noticed usually in most comic books, there's 2 separate little battle scenes, that go a few pages, and they're separated. And usually in between the battles, like take Peter Parker, right? When he's battling somebody, he battles somebody, he ends up failing to take them in or stop them, and and maybe that's because they got electric powers, like Electro. And then after he fails, he's like, okay, how do I solve this problem of the electricity, from Electro? and then he, makes his web so they're anti-electric resistant or something like that. And then he battles them again and stops them and able to take them in.
Yeah, that's always fun,
so,
right?
Yeah, so there's different tropes like that you pick up, and I would like to think I've picked up a lot of good writing from reading and thinking. Eventually, like when I started doing some writing for my comics, and that was even before I got anybody else on board. I know I look at it now and it's like, oh my God, that sucks.
Yeah, well, that's good. If you look back and you can see the flaws, that means that you've learned and that you would do better right now. And that's a good thing, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So we could bring up your campaign, and so it's easier to show people what exactly we are discussing right now. Because your campaign is live on FundMyComic. Is there a particular reason you picked FundMyComic to launch on?
Well, I had did Indiegogo before, and FundMyComic is new, and I wanted to see how something would do on there. You know?
Did you do did you do this particular book on Indiegogo?
No,
the previous one?
Yeah, the previous Canadian Shield 1 and Canadian Shield 2 with my character Snowdrift.
Oh yeah, the character Snowdrift.
Yeah, hopefully her second book I'll be doing a campaign, hopefully December or January.
Oh, you're working on her book, her second book.
Yeah, John Dillard's going to be the penciler on that. Or is the penciler on that.
That's really cool that you got John Dillard to draw that.
Yeah, we're really good friends. He, like I said, he did the inks for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So, and there's actually the alternate cover for the first issue. He actually was a drawing, painting. Well,
right, yeah,
a poster type thing that he did for me. That I made the cover.
Right. Yeah. That's really cool working with John Dillard. That's great.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
So does he also like think along with you about the story, or is that purely yours?
The story is purely mine. Although he does have a sort of a spin-off character that comes from my universe, but his universe is his own, and I've lent him my character, the Canadian Shield, for, and that is the Buckler.
The Buckler, yeah.
Yeah, he in creating the Buckler, he was trying to create a sidekick for the Canadian Shield. It was a joke at first about creating a sidekick for the Canadian Shield, but it ended up going really good for him. He thought it would really work out as a great character, and the Canadian Shield was a big part of his origin. So I'm like, yeah, you can use Canadian Shield,
Cool. I didn't know that. That's really cool. So here's where the Buckler started. Technically.
Yeah.
Really cool, man. Wow. All right, Canadian Shield 3. In this adventure, the Canadian Shield takes on unrepentant Larson Winters, who will do anything to prevent his mistake from catching up with him. All right. You have let's see, you are funded, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
that is fantastic. All right, shall we just start with the trailer? Shall we show that?
Yeah, and there is music, but it's not copyrighted music, so you're all right for that.
Okay, so it's safe. It's safe to play.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
A man being transported through time by God. An angel appears telling him put on a nearby suit. And after that he must travel south. The suit on he is endowed with incredible powers. Canadian Shield with the power of strength. Canadian Shield with the power of speed. Canadian Shield with the power of flight. Canadian Shield with many more powers. To fight the evil that comes comes his way and help those he can in need. Another man wanting to end his life. Canadian Shield saves him in the nick of time. Now he lets the man no reasons to live. With this, the man goes on to live many more days. Canadian Shield with the power of strength. Canadian Shield with the power of speed. Canadian Shield with the power of flight. Canadian Shield with many more powers to fight the evil that comes his way and help those he can in need. A villain appears and threatens many. Canadian Shield rush to the scene. A battle ensues and blows are traded. The Canadian Shield wins and many are saved. Canadian Shield with the power of strength. Canadian Shield with the power of speed. Canadian Shield with the power of flight. Canadian Shield with many more powers to fight the evil that comes his way and help those he can in need.
Cool.
Thank
Really
you.
cool, man. That's a catchy tune.
Yeah, I did that. I made the lyrics up myself, but AI gave me the tune.
Oh yeah, really, really cool. Really nice. I also liked how you like when they were talking about evil, that you saw these villains.
Yeah,
Like, it's always cool to see the villains, right?
yeah, and all those villains are villains that he will eventually fight.
Okay.
In the comics.
I recognized one of them, the lizard guy, I think.
Yeah, and Toxico from the second book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really, really nice. Really cool. Right.
Yeah,
So
and I got all those animation images from actually an AI. I gave him my pictures and said, animate it this way or that way. Sometimes it worked out, sometimes it didn't. It took
Right.
a lot of clips to get that perfect.
wow. And then you put it all together yourself?
Yeah. Edited that
Nice.
together myself to the song. You know.
That's crazy. The things we can do, right? That's
Yeah.
nuts. Canadian Shield, Cross Comics. All right, awesome. Nice looking cover, right?
Yeah. I'm not sure whether you've heard of Hero Shack. Chris Temalevich, the Great Cyclopean. I'm not sure whether he's been on here or not.
Yeah, the Great Cyclopean. I know that character. Yeah.
Yeah, the artist of that did the cover.
Oh, he did this.
Yeah.
Cool. Really cool. I take it you're from Canada.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
in Ontario, Canada, Hamilton, Ontario, Canada.
Right. So it has also a Canadian theme, not just like Christian, but also Canadian theme. So this character represents Canada in your book. In this
A
world.
little bit for sure. He's going to be eventually a protector of the whole country. You know, like the song says, he's traveling south. He's going to end up in Hamilton of today. He was from Hamilton of his era back in the 1800s, but didn't want to give him culture shock. You're putting him through time, but don't want to put him in downtown Hamilton now. He'd be like.
Right.
So he's got to travel south to get back here, and then establish himself in Hamilton, and then we'll work out as like Superman has Metropolis, and then goes all over the states and all over the world doing stuff.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Canadian Shield will probably do that eventually. He's sort of my Superman, although I know with the Canadian name Canadian Shield, you probably think he's more like Captain America.
Yes. Right. So his powers are kind of similar also to Superman.
Yeah, minus the cold breath and the heat vision.
Yeah. And super
And they
healing.
all come from the suit he wears. So, if he doesn't have the suit on, you can't.
You saw him get the suit in the
First
trailer, right? So Where does the suit come from?
The suit, just like he's transported through time from the past, the suit is transported through time from the future. By God, the Canadian government made this, suit to, for somebody to wear to be, I guess sort of a super soldier or whatever for them.
Yeah. Right. Right. So this guy is pretty big, correct?
Yeah, he's 8 foot tall, built like a brick house. In fact,
Wow.
right behind me, my standee there is the actual height.
Wait, let me enlarge that. Okay. Cool. Cool.
That's the standee of the Canadian Shield. It's 8 foot tall.
Okay. Well, imposing character.
Yeah.
Imposing character. So was he that large before he got the costume? Or is it because
Yes. He was.
Right. So the government in the future, they made this costume, and did they make the costume large? So did they?
No, it's
No?
form fitting. So it ends
Oh.
up being a little bit form fitting, like Marty McFly's jacket in Back to the Future too.
Mhm. Yeah.
It'll go to the size, because
the
it's to the wearer.
Right. Cool. So it's kind of lucky that he found it, right? Because
Yeah.
what would have happened is if the costume was found by some scumbag.
Yeah. Well, God made it so only he and that would be at the same place.
Oh.
It was because God, like I said, God transported him through time to the
Mhm.
Ontario North, and he transported the costume to the exact place where he was, and then an angel appeared, told him to put it on, and travel south.
Right. Okay.
So God made sure that nobody else could get it.
Right.
at
So
that time.
he himself got transported through time, but also the costume.
Yeah.
Because was there
From
a
di-
particular event that he was needed for? Maybe.
Yeah. Well, just probably one to save the guy that he saves,
Mhm.
and then just to battle these villains that are going to be coming up, that come up, on
Right.
his journey.
Mhm.
They wouldn't be, if he wasn't there, they'd be able to get away with whatever. Maybe murdering more
Okay.
people, whatever. Depends on what the villain's doing.
Yeah, interesting. All right. So who's the artist on this sequential?
His name is Efren Crespo, and he's from the States in Massachusetts.
Okay. And you knew him, or?
He had did some art for. He sent me a piece of art, like I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, before I did number 2, and I thought he was a very good artist, and I approached him about doing number 2, and he said yes, and so
Okay.
that's how I hadn't met him before, but we've talked a little bit,
Sure.
trying to getting everything in order for the various comics and all
Sure.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
And the colors you did, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Welcome. It's Courtney's Fellowship of Oddballs. Welcome. Welcome to the chat. We are talking to Rick Piper today, and this is the 3rd issue in your series. Is each book a separated story, or is it one continuous story?
It's continuous in the fact that it's his journey south, but and we'll reference stuff that maybe happened in previous issues, but it's most of the time it's just face a villain, the villain of the issue, and then we're on to the next issue, a new villain in the next issue.
Sure.
The villain of the month, if you will, like comics used to be. Eventually sometimes villains get repeated. We'll repeat villains at some point, and some of the villains will have had their first appearance in other books too.
Oh yeah,
they plan on.
With indies, it's sometimes the villain of the year.
Yeah. Well, that seems to be what it is right now for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Although I'd like it to be a little bit more than that, but
Yeah, that's difficult. You know, it's difficult.
yeah,
It's really cool
unfortunately,
that you have.
money's the
This
big
is your
thing.
this is your third book. That's fantastic. A lot of
Yeah,
indie creators never come. They
yeah.
like they make.
My and actually, third issue of this, my fourth actual comic book that I'm producing,
Okay.
because his third issue, which would make the fourth book I'm producing, but I did do that other book with Canadian Shield 2, Snowdrift. So that
Mhm.
one and two Canadian Shield, Snowdrift 1, there's 3, and then this makes 4.
Really cool, man.
Yeah.
Really cool. Right. So these characters in this series, you all designed them.
Yeah.
Hmm. Right. So how do you come up with villains, for instance?
Well, usually sometimes it starts with a name, sometimes it starts with a look, and then it's figuring out what I just sit down and I start thinking, trying to do my creative process, and it's always different. What do I want from this character? Like,
Hmm.
and then it's, like if I just have a name, like I'm not sure which one it came first for Toxico, we'll say, whether I had a look for him first or whether I thought of the name first.
Yeah.
But then you wanna get a look for whatever
Mhm.
villain you're doing if you've just got a name. And if you've got a look, you need to have a name. It's good to have a name. So I get those two first, the image and then the name. One might come sometimes, the name comes first, sometimes the
Right.
look comes first.
Right. I like the
And
name
it,
Toxico. It's very classic, like a classic
yeah,
villain. You know.
yeah. And then it's just, okay, what made this guy be a bad guy? How did this, in Toxico case, what got him disfigured,
Hmm.
and then what's his motivation, and I
Hmm.
just begin thinking, okay, all the different things for that, what it
Right.
could be.
So do the villains also um, uh, re- represent something like to counterbalance the Christian aspect of the hero?
Um, I haven't consciously thought of that, but I'm sure in each of their motivations, you can um think of that. Like with Toxico, you know, he is a guy that basically uh he doesn't want to own up to his um I was gonna say actions. I'm not sure whether that would uh
Crimes.
yeah, well, it's not even his crimes. It's like um and who he became, who he is. He had an overbearing father that
Right.
really had his life planned out, and there was a point where he just told his father no. um and then he got in trouble with the a mafia type thing because he borrowed some money, and after he comes back and gets his they kill him or think they killed him, but he ends up falling into a toxic waste dump, and that's how he sort of becomes Toxico.
Mm.
When he emerges, he's like all disfigured and ends up finding out powers and creates himself some toxic weapons that can shoot toxic waste.
Mhm.
But then he goes, and because he borrowed the money from this guy and the guy killed him, like he didn't want to own up that, the fact that it's his fault that, that you shouldn't be borrowing money off these guys. You borrow money from these types of guys, you're going to pay the price if you don't pay back. And then, he ends up going and killing his parents. I don't show all that in the comic, though.
No,
This
no.
is just backstory that
Yes.
I have. Eventually it will be played out, but it's not. I'm not sure how to best say it, except for him not taking accountability for his decisions.
Right. Yes. Yes.
That he's made that got him to the point where he is, and now,
Right. So this series is like all ages also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to definitely make it all ages that, anybody can read it,
Mhm.
and enjoy it,
Sure. Yeah. You want to, we need more. It's very difficult. I found it's very difficult to write something that is suitable for kids. It's
Yeah.
it's like, because when I write something, I want to go nuts without restraint. But you can't
Yeah.
do that when you want. So the bigger the audience, the less like the
Yeah.
more limits you need to put yourself on. You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
And probably the thing that ends up making me be able to not keep some restraint is because it's also so, it was supposed to be some sort of Christian entertainment too. So unfortunately, sometimes Christians can be a little,
Yeah. No, but I get it, and I think it's very important to have like more wholesome comics that are
Yeah.
like suitable for children, because we want to get more children to read comics.
Yeah.
So that's good. That's good, right? So these are pages that you still need to color.
Yeah. They're from later in the book.
Mhm.
And I'm coloring pretty much every day, a little bit every day.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, right?
Just yeah. Right now, I've got a page that I'm doing online, and then I got a page that I'm doing offline, and just recording myself, and I'll end
Oh,
up
yeah.
doing time lapse version of the ones that I do offline.
Right. Yeah. So here he's fighting a
The
villain.
villain of this issue, as it said, his name's Larson Winter, but he will end up becoming my villain called Absorb.
Okay.
And he can absorb various energies and put them out in different ways. One way is he can shoot laser beams from his eyes that can kill
Yeah.
people pretty much instantly. And that's how he sort of got in trouble. He got in an argument with a co-worker, and he gave him one of those looks that could kill. In this case, it did kill because beams came out of his eyes and fried the guy, incinerated the guy. And then Canadian Shield appears a couple minutes later, and it's like, "Hey, buddy, we need to go to the police, take you in." And again, it in some ways a repeat, but somebody a lot more powerful doesn't want to take responsibility for the murder that he did.
Right.
He doesn't want to go to jail.
Yeah. It sounds like Canadian Shield is very like he tries to avoid violence.
He tries to talk the person down, but if not,
yeah,
he'll give you the smackdown.
Sure. No, but that's like for instance, that's what makes Superman a cool character, because he's the most powerful man on the planet. He can fly and all these things, but he uses it for good, right?
Yeah.
So that takes a lot of character. That's what you want to show here with Canadian Shield.
Yeah.
All right, you have some stretch goals, a John Sims power card trading card. What's a power card? That's like the stats.
Yeah, we got a couple here. Hold on just a second.
Oh, you have some? Okay, cool. Guys, if you have some questions for Rick, just drop them in the chat. And here we have Absorb, Lawson Winters power card, trading card. Oh, that's a different one.
Yeah, that's a second stretch goal for $900.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah.
I haven't got a picture for that yet, but but yeah, the power card is
Oh, you have something? Oh, cool.
This is for the Canadian Shield one. I did these on my last campaign.
That's cool.
And then how the strength did like 1 out of 10 and all that. I got a basic of what all these mean. I'm trying. I got to fill it out and put it up on my thing. And then there's a brief history there of the character too.
Great. Right. Exit solo. Great. So you're making cards in that series for the
Yeah,
for other
yeah.
characters, for villains, right?
Well, yeah. Well, John Sims, he's going to be a new friend of Canadian Shield that he keeps in touch with. You've seen him in the first colored pages at the beginning there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm just giving, background. Want to give a background of that character for people too, with the card, and not that his power stats are going to be all that high compared to most people, but he's a police detective too. So
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Here you have a new page. What is this?
well, anybody getting a physical will get a physical copy of a 4-page ash can that I'm creating. It's free. It's just gonna come with it, of the Canadian Shield ash can, which basically tells a little bit where it came from, a little bit what's going to be happening in the future for him and the Cross Comics. Just more like here he's saying about how he came to be, and then like it's about that what he does, like stopping crimes, fighting bad guys, helping people out in whatever way he can, saving people, and that he sometimes he does it with some friends, because I'm gonna have my own version of the Justice League or Avengers.
Oh yeah.
A team group eventually, and just he's recording this on at their hangout, and then he makes a offhand comment that maybe we shouldn't be making these videos.
Right.
So I'm going to do an ash can for all of my main 7 characters. Then I'm going to put it in a book, have it colored, and then in my comics I'm going to have some sort of arc based on, because somebody ends up getting a hold of these files.
Right.
Really,
all right. Cool. Right.
And that was written by me, and it's being drawn by Alpha Proto. Not that everybody knows who, not that anybody would know who Alpha Proto is, but he's somebody that's on my channel a lot, and pretty good artist, as you can see.
Yeah, he's pretty good. This looks nice. Okay, so that was like the campaign. Let's see your tiers, your perks. So the first one, these are Canadian dollars. So I'm not sure how that converts to US dollars. But
for $100, it would be 75 to $80 approximately.
Okay, about 80%. Right. Let's go to church. With this reward, you can have yourself or someone drawn into the church congregation. You will also get a digital and physical copy of Canadian Shield 3. Cool. You will not only will you be in this panel, but most likely on the next 2 pages after this, as they will also have shots of the church congregation. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, you have all these people here. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
And there's 10 spots in total for that to have been taken. So, I think definitely a good price for that tier, for sure.
Looks like the first 2 seats are taken right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool, man. Nice. That's really funny. All right, so for $5 Canadian, you get the digital shield. That's a digital copy, basically.
Yeah.
All right. $15, the physical book. So how big
Plus
is this
shipping.
book?
It is 23 pages.
Okay, so shipping is wait, plus shipping. That's on top of that, you mean, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. All right, great. So basically regular floppy size.
Yeah.
Then we have the physical shield signed. All right. You will sign it.
Yeah.
Nice. Then we have for $10 the first Canadian Shield remastered.
Yeah.
Oh.
I went back and I really gave it. It had some muted. It had mainly muted colors in the first printing, so I went and made them a little bit more vibrant. Tweak some of the artwork to make it a little bit better. So that's why I remastered. And this is a totally new cover done by another one of my subscribers that I knew was a good artist. Asked whether he wanted to do it.
Okay. Cool. Did he color this with pencil?
Yeah, he I think it was mixed what he did used, but it was traditionally colored. It wasn't digitally colored.
Right. Oh, cool. All right. The remastered edition. Really cool. So this means if people have the previous edition, that's now really rare, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Then we have, for $10, we have the Canadian Shield issue
2.
Yeah, issue 2. Yeah.
Yeah. And, I figured not everybody who's coming to this campaign has known about the Canadian Shield as long as it's been around. So we got to let them be able to catch up. And maybe they got number 1, they missed number 2,
Yeah, absolutely, man. You have to give people the options. All right. Then we have, for $30, you get the entire collection.
Yeah. And you definitely, you save $5 on getting all 3, and you save the shipping too, because if you were getting each one individually, it put the shipping up a lot higher.
Yes.
So I know it's 3 at 1. I can do it for less than what the shipping if you got them selected the other rewards together.
Do you ship worldwide?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, each, I know for Canada, I go $5. Well, for the single issues, I go $5, $10 to the States, and then $15 worldwide.
Wow, it's cheaper to send from Canada abroad than vice versa. When you have to send from the United States to Canada, it's much more expensive.
Yeah.
Right. For $25, the Lorenzo. What is that?
Well, there's somebody in the indie community. His name's he goes by the name Lorenzo Sleestack, and he's asked people almost every campaign that he buys or every campaign that he wants to buy from me. Asked, "Can I get 2 copies? Can you make a reward or tier, whatever you call it, one thing?
Yeah,
one that you can give me 2 copies." And he asked that on my first campaign, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do that. But I was like, what am I gonna call this tier? And I just decided to name it after him.
All right. So Lorenzo,
so every campaign I have now, the Lorenzo gets put on there.
So Lorenzo, this one is for you, sir. So go back it. $2. Oh, the digital version of issue 1. Nice. Only
because
$2,
I know again, just like I had the digital version of 3, I know not everybody can afford, a big amount, and then even shipping, so make it available for a small amount,
absolutely,
that they can hopefully get, digital.
Absolutely.
Although, a lot of us like the physical book, but like we don't want to can't really afford to spend, $50, $60 for a comic or whatever.
No.
And there's issue 2 for digital.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then all 3 as digital. And you even save $2 with that one.
Nice.
I try to make it so when you're getting a bunch of books that you save money.
Yes, well done, sir. Then we have for $10 the Canadian Shield poster. You have a poster?
Yeah, that was one of the first covers of the original printing of Canadian Shield. That was the alternate cover. That's done by John Dillard.
Yeah, that post really cool. That's a fantastic depiction of the character.
Yeah,
really nice, man. And then we have the Canadian Shield power card. Oh, the trading card. Yeah.
So the one that's the one I was showing you earlier.
Yeah, cool. So people can still get that. Then we have Messenger power guard, power trading card.
Yeah, he's the angel that is in the Canadian Shield. Appeared to him, told him to put on the suit, travels out.
Yeah.
and gives him his missions every so often.
Yeah, some high stats. Look at that.
Yeah, well, I figured he's an angel.
Yeah, he has to, right? Don't mess with the messenger. And then we have the Toxico power card.
Yeah, from the last thing.
Yeah, and then all three.
Yeah,
nice, really cool. Right, guys, the link to this campaign is in the chat. It's also below this video. So if you want to support Rick, check it out. Share it out with other people. Right, really cool. Well, you funded, Rick, so let's go. So how much time do you still need to finish the book, do you think?
Well, hopefully I'm gonna have it all colored except for those 3 pages by the end of the campaign, and then those other 3 pages will have to probably be finished being drawn because of the draw-in tiers, and then as soon as they're drawn, I'll have them done within a couple weeks. I will I'll probably be doing nothing else besides coloring them for the week or 2 that it'll take to color them after I get them. As I get them all, I'll probably be finished coloring before I get the next page, because and the promise date to have them to people is by the end of November, basically November 28th.
Okay. Cool. Excellent. All right.
But I'm hoping before then.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You have to set a achievable date, right? But hopefully we can finish the books before that. But cool. Really cool, man. Right. Then before we close off this stream, I like to move over to my campaign that I launched yesterday. I want to end with that for this stream. So share this tab. So here we go. This is also on FundMyComic. The Perfection Collection and Perfect 10 issue 6, guys. So this is basically the final issue of this story. So Perfect 10, the story, this first arc is 6 issues, and we're now working on issue 6, and we thought, why not release the trade alongside the new single issue, so you do not have to wait, or if you missed the previous books, you can just jump on through the trade paperback, right? So this is the cover for issue 6. It's drawn by Paul Rodriguez, colored by Daniel Rodriguez, the same team that did all the previous issues. Really, really awesome. And we have some preview pages going on right here. Of some pages, I removed the lettering. We have like pages lettered right now, but I removed some to prevent like some spoiler things. But you can see the artwork, right? Joel Saavedra does the lettering. He did all the lettering for the entire series. So it's the same team, same style. And the story is about a synthetic assassin who wakes up in a superhero universe. She doesn't know who she is and what her role is. And she's like attacked by supervillains. So she has to figure out what's going on. She has to defend herself, and along the way you will discover this universe, who the villains are, who the heroes are, who maybe friends are. It's really, really cool. I'm really proud of this story, this series. People really love it. I'm really grateful. The back cover drawn by Pau, colored by my Dutch friend Roland. And then we have the Perfection Collection, which collects all 6 issues. So all these books are in one big book, and that's this one, the Perfection Collection. It's now 192 pages. But if this campaign is successful, I like to add more pages, because we can add like deleted scenes, we can add extra We can even make extra scenes. We can add fan art. We can do prints, and you can get your own character drawn by Pow. Pow Robotics will draw any character you want. It can be your own character, but it can also be mainstream or genuine verse, whatever. And this comes with the trade paperback, the hardcover version, plus a signed copy of issue 6. And we are working on some freebies that everyone gets, right? So, guys, you can check out this campaign, launched yesterday, already funded. So thank you all so much for the support, guys. Stop sharing. There we go. Whoo! Wow. Rick, sir, thank you so much for being my guest for today.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome, sir. And if you're working on issue 4, just reach out, and you're welcome to showcase that also.
Yeah. Well, when I do issue 4, I will, but I'll probably be reaching out when I do issue 2 of Snowdrift, which I said hopefully will be in December or January that I'll be doing the campaign for that.
Okay.
That book's already started. It's got 6 pages drawn up of it. So,
cool. Exciting stuff, man. Really cool. And Mike is in the chat. Good Sunday drink to you, Dave and guest, Canadian patriotic. Dave, bring up your Perfect 10 campaign and I'll drop my contribution right now. I just brought it up. I don't know if you saw it or if you missed it, Mike. Wait, let me put.
He was here while you were going over it all. I saw the comment.
Okay, let me.
So
me
you
put
probably
it in the
just
chat.
want.
Yes, let me put it in the chat. The Perfection Collection. There we go. Wait, I'm writing it wrong. I misspelled it. There we go. And then pastes. This needs a capital. And then there we go. It's in the chat right now. This is the link to my current campaign, launched yesterday. Go check it out, guys. I'll be on some other shows, hopefully during the coming weeks, because I'm now officially on the campaign trail. So anyone who has a show, a platform, and doesn't mind a stuttering Dutchie to talk about his silly comic, just let me know. I'm happy to come on and talk about this book.
Well, we'll have to set something up for you to come on my show to promote.
Oh yeah, I'm happy to, sir. So yeah. Right, guys, this was the end of today's show. Thank you all so much for being here. Please give this stream a like if you liked the conversation. If you didn't like the conversation, give it a dislike, and I'm very sorry. I'll be back next week. So next week for the usual Drink with Brink with a brand new guest and a brand new campaign. All right, guys, thank you all for showing up. Have a fantastic rest of your day and see you next time. Bye, guys.